a little Toy Tuesday. We got some cool stuff to check out tonight. As always, at least I think it's cool. I hope you guys like it too. So, anyway, a few weeks back, as you guys all know, we went down through Oklahoma, down by Tulsa to Broken Arrow to see our good friend Doug Prey at the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Company. As we worked our way back up, we cut up through that corner of Kansas, and we stayed in a little town. The next morning, I got up and was running some errands, and went by this little community hall thing, and it said auction today. And there was like some 5-gallon cans and whatnot outside, so I was like, better go check that out. So, and actually they had some cool stuff there. It was a small auction. It was not big by any means, but and it wasn't even a very big haul. Mike's on with us. So this little community center, they had this stuff scattered out in there, some tables, some big stuff, some furniture, some junk, but they did have some cool gas and oil stuff. So I was glad that the 5-gallon cans that I saw outside as I drove by, sucked me in, worth checking it out. Lee from New York's here with us. So we're going to check that stuff out tonight. And a couple cool cans and a couple cool display pieces that I thought were really cool. And actually a piece that I've never seen before, and we ended up with 2 of them, which is even cooler. So, that being said, let's check some of this stuff out. Bill Disc here, Brian Dispatch is here, Big Job's on. Bill Wagaman made it tonight. And here we go. Starting off with cans. Like I said, cans are what pulled me in, and we ended up buying a couple of cans. This is a great can that I didn't have. City Service Permanent Antifreeze. Love the mountain scene on this. This is a 1-gallon can. Number 1's here with us. Permanent antifreeze will not boil off. This is empty. Had kind of a crude hole punched in it at some point in its life. But really decent colors, great graphics. Eloy's on. Bill says hit the like button. Appreciate that. 1 U.S. gallon. And, of course, your protection chart we see on a lot of these antifreeze cans on the back. So I was pretty excited about that. Definitely a little different with the mountains on the antifreeze on that one. The next can, Conoco Supermotor Oil. This is, I believe, a 5-quart. This is a bigger one. Stands on. Conoco Supermotor Oil. Consumer facts about Conoco Supermotor Oil. Refinery sealed by Continental Oil Company, Ponca City, Oklahoma. 5 U.S. quarts. Top has been cut out of this one, but does have Conoco on both sides. This side's a little rougher with a little bit of surface rust on it. But Conoco, oil plates your engine. So it was actually pretty happy with both of those cans. Next thing we've got laying here, a Haviland sign. Kind of matches some of those cans we sold the other night. This is a metal painted sign. It is very lightweight. It was definitely not an outside display sign. I think this was like a rack sign. Not real heavy, but this is all painted. It is great colors. Very, very bright blue against that gold. Literally just looks like the side of a Haviland can, like some of those that we've sold on Sunday night recently. All temperature motor oil. So a pretty nice piece there. Jeff from Ottawa's on with us. And was happy to get that too, especially with the colors on it. Bud's here. Now, we got a couple of other pieces at the auction that I was super excited about. Never seen these before. I think they were, Ryan and Amy are here with us. I think these were pretty rare. Shayla actually looked them up, and they were 1953 is when these were supposedly made. They're cardboard, and I've never seen them anywhere else. So they can't be very common. And I'm almost betting it was maybe just like a 1-year only type of deal or something. I don't know. But they're cool. Let's check them out. The Pandas. We saw a glimpse of these when we did the walk around after I got back from that trip. But we're going to take a little better look at them. They are a pair. They are the same thing. Like I said, what Shayla found, they were 1953, and these are cardboard displays. Now, they've got these 2 little holes by the ears, so I don't know, and maybe these were hung like in a service station because they have a set of holes here and a set of holes here. But they say, do it now, Texaco PT antifreeze. That's right, Amy, they are pretty cute. Addie loved them. So Pure Pontiac made it tonight. The Texas company, I mean, literally just the exact can, the Panda Bear, on ice skates with a scarf, with mittens. I mean, just really a super great piece. And like I said, we do have a pair of them. And actually, I just noticed this. We looked clear down here at the corner, and what Shayla found was right. Copyright 1953, the Texas Company. Ken digs them. Yeah, they're great. And they also say 5-53 litho in the USA. So 1953, and they have these holes in the bottom of them as well, both of them, as well as holes in the middle. Bill Alderman's back. Glad you made it for a little bit, Bill. Haven't seen you in a while. They both have some damage. This one has some damage on the can here. This one has some damage a little higher up on the can. And this one has a little bit of damage up on the ear that this one doesn't have. But still, these things are 70 years old. North Pole panda bear all died of starvation, no bamboo. That's a good point, number one. Be a little tougher on the bamboo up there in Alaska. Dan digs them. Like I said, great pieces. There's literally right at 70 years old, and they are cardboard with these amazing colors. Backs of these are just plain. There's nothing too exciting on the back of them. They're just plain white cardboard on the back. But they are great. I think it was a pretty short-lived promotion. I don't ever remember seeing, Texaco use pandas on much of anything. And like a lot of you guys know, we've got a lot of Texaco. A lot of Texaco. Addie was big into Texaco. We've got a lot of Texaco stuff. And I don't have any Texaco panda stuff. So I'm wondering if this was just a partial year, if not, maybe a full year, but maybe a partial year, short-lived promotion in 1953 on these Texaco PT antifreeze pandas. So definitely super excited about those things. And speaking of Texaco promotional pieces, we've actually got one more we're going to check out. This didn't come from the auction. I actually got this from Doug. Doug Pratt, Auburn Cord Duesenberg actually had this down at the factory. I asked him, hey, you want to sell that? He's like, yeah, I'll probably sell it. So Mike says they're the same age as he is. So I've got one other Texaco piece that we didn't have. We've actually got the piece, but I didn't have the promotional piece to go with it, which is always great when you get the actual piece and then the sign that went with it, especially when that sign was cardboard. Now, this one I think is 60s era, but it's still a cool piece. Like I said, we've actually got several of the actual pieces, didn't have the display piece. Of the Texaco Fire Chief speaker hat. Has the little kid's face on it. A little bit of damage up there at the top. $3.98 with any purchase. Batteries included. The batteries would cost you that today. And you got the whole hat with the speaker and everything in it. Battery operated, microphone, loudspeaker, transistorized. This would have sat, this was meant to sit. It is kind of a tripod type piece on the side with a triangle. It was meant to sit on a counter. I'm sure you would. I'm sure you'd give $3.98 for it. This side's a little bit rougher, but still super cool. It is double-sided. The other side's a little bit rougher, though. It has some staining, some actual staining on this side. That's right. You can't recycle it. It's got grommets in it. Better keep it. Yeah, and we've got some of the hats. We've actually got one in the box in our collection. We do still have one of these Fire Chief hats in the box. Plus, we've got some extra ones as well. I think we've got 3 or 4 of them all together. But yeah, it is 60s era, and it's a cool piece. It does have a little bit of warpage down there at the bottom, but obviously you can see where it had stands on it, where it was meant to sit flat on a counter, just like we've got it sitting right here. So that's kind of what we've got for tonight. Like I said, I didn't know anything about this auction, never heard of the auction company, was literally just driving down the street, and it's like, I see cans. So we pull over and ended up with some panda bears. So thought that was pretty cool. Hope you guys liked them. So let's look at them all one more real quick. The Conoco Super Motor Oil, this came from the auction. The City Service with the mountains on it. Big Job remembers the sign. The Haviland all-temperature motor oil rack sign that literally mimics the cans. The super cool, super cute PT antifreeze pandas. And these things, and I didn't grab a tape measure, but these things are actually about 4 feet tall. Bill said those would have sat on top of the gas pumps. I could definitely see that. So to put these into perspective, those Pandas are about 4 feet tall. And actually, we can look right here, right against the door handle of the old Chevy. You know, the head is about even with the door handle on the old Chevy truck. So those things are probably 4 feet tall. So they're a great display piece. Tweedledee's on with us. So super excited about those pieces. Like I said, 70-year-old cardboard with those colors. The little bit of damage they have, I'm not too worried about. Plus, the Fire Chief speaker hat. So super cool Texaco cardboard original type pieces. Big job. I remember emptying those Conoco cans as he put them in his dad's equipment. So that's what we've got for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Something a little bit different with the cardboard display pieces that you don't see very often. So like I said, completely stumbled onto this deal. No, we haven't done a video on the Chevy yet. I need to do that. I keep telling you guys that. But I guess I can show you a glimpse of it real quick. But I do need to get this thing out. And Big Josh says a nice score. I agree with that. For something I didn't even know about, driving down the street, I was actually going to go check out an old junkyard I knew in that area that morning. And saw this into the parking lot and came out with that. Not a bad morning for something you didn't know about, didn't expect, didn't know was even happening. So I was pretty excited about those scores to come out with that on something I didn't even know was going on. But anyway, real quick, that right there, that lettering was put on this truck in 1958. This truck, as it sits right now, is exactly how it was built in 1958. The dealership built this tow truck out of a trade-in 3/4 ton 50 Chevy pickup. I got you, Shop Cat. I figured you were going for beauty. So actually, it's kind of become a sign rack right now. It's covered in signs. Signs, cans. But that lettering for that Chevy dealer was put on this truck in 1958, and that is exactly how she sits today. So we've definitely got to do some stuff on it. Spontaneous Great Deals, pick up old car on the way in. Yep, that's for sure. So anyway, I do need to do a video on that Chevy. I know a lot of you guys want to see it. I just got to take time and get everything off of it. And that's one nice thing about being a flatbed, though. I can stack a lot of junk on it until I get it put up. That's why it's covered in oil cans and signs. And actually, there's a whole pile of signs on the back of it, too. Yeah, there's like 6 signs piled over there, plus some cans. So it kind of becomes a catch-all. Drove down Range Road and spotted a 54 GMC pole truck. And if you got a video on that, that's cool. That's right, phone 21, 2-digit phone number. So it's neat. It's a cool piece. Awesome story to that truck. And we'll have to get into that because I've got a long, long history with that truck, believe it or not. And it's, like I said, it isn't the shiniest car in here. It isn't the prettiest. The paint's worn. She's got dings and dents. And, you know, she spent a lot of years baking out in the Kansas sun and sat outside a lot of cold nights in Kansas winters. Big job at a Chevy plow truck like that in the 80s and sold to his buddy. But I think it deserves a spot in here. So we're going to check that out when we get a little more time. We'll get it dug out and bring you a video on it. I know I keep telling you that, and we got to get it done. It is such a cool truck. It is such a cool story. It is original, the way it was built in 1958. None of that lettering is fake. None of it's been added. Anthony's here. It's the way it was done in 58. So cool story. Like I said, I've got a long history with that truck. And one of those things that's been around a couple times, actually. And now she's got a good home, I think. And I think even though she's not the shiniest or the prettiest or the newest, I think she kind of deserves a spot in here after the years of work she put in. Oh, the old GMC pole truck was from a wrecking yard that used to be on site. So that's probably a cool video. You can check that out on Shopcatch channel. But we'll get to that. I keep telling you that, and just takes time, but we'll get to it. But anyway, that's what we had for you tonight. Wanted to squeeze that auction stuff in. That's been a few weeks back since we were out on that trip. Didn't want to forget it. Love the Panda signs, and the cans are great. The Fire Chief hat display was awesome to get from Doug. The can rack sign, there again, it's still a great piece. If that truck could talk, the stories would be amazing, because I heard some of them from when I got it. When I got it. You got it, and that's also a pertinent part of the story. Because I drove it before, but I didn't technically own it. So there's a lot to that truck. And we're gonna get to that sometime here, hopefully in the near future. Maybe this winter when it's cold and blowing and nasty outside, and we've got a little time, we'll maybe we can get in here and do a good video on it. Take a few minutes and spend some quality time with it. Like I said the other night, I've got 20s. I posted a video last night, so I think I've still got 27 videos in the can. I've got enough videos in the can right now to last till into February at this point. So we're going to get some of this stuff squeezed in, though, but the truck is awesome. So Bill's going to sign off. See you Sunday. And with that, that pretty much wraps up what we've got going on as well. And like I said, we'll get some more content up tomorrow night as well as Friday night. Don't even know, like I said, there's so much cool stuff between Auburn Court, Duesenberg, Pioneer Village, new inventory, Gasoline Alley. I got to get some Gasoline Alley up. And in fact, some of these, and stay tuned, some of these nights I may double up some videos because I've got so many of them. That's right, I may never catch up. That's a good point. Hit the like button. Thanks, Mike. But some of these nights we may double up. I've got some stuff we could just do back-to-back, so stay tuned. Some of the Gasoline Alley classics. I've got some stuff from a year and a half ago when they were working on the building. We may double up on one of those. I may double up on one of the Auburn Court Duesenbergs or something as well. So stay tuned. We may end up doing some of that just because there's so much stuff in the can right now. So anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope you're having fun. I hope you enjoyed it tonight, and I hope you liked the super cool auction finds that I literally stumbled onto. So always pay attention. When you see a little sign out on the side of the street in front of the little community center that says auction today, kind of look around, because that's what I did. And even though there was a lot of furniture and a bunch of other crap outside that I couldn't have cared less about, turned out to be well worth checking out. So thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned. More cool stuff coming up this week, and definitely hope to see you live Sunday night, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time for Sunday Night Live Chat. Hey, everybody, have a great week, and we will see you then.